Alright, ready to do the full top speed test, fully in protection, motorcycle helmet. This is a full carbon fiber, actually really good deal. I posted this on the CES videos. And this is the helmet, full carbon fiber, big light in the back, vent, DOT approved. The speakers inside are just another level. The sound is so crisp, good bass, it just sounds amazing. Camera on the front, really good helmet for the money, under $1,000. I forgot, it was either $699 or $799. Check out that video, link and information should be all there. But the scooter is ready. Let's power this on to clean this up. Come on, battery, 100%. I did so far the range test 65.4 miles on the scooter, and later I'll show you how much GPS showed. And one issue that I have with the scooter, but this issue is going to be already addressed. The company is sending me the replacement part. So this so far was laser welded, it said, and it came out. You can see like the melts on the side. So I drilled 2 holes through, put 2 bolts, and this is good now. We'll have to adjust the steering dampener. So oh, this is loose. What? I rode it pretty hard, so I have to make sure this is a little bit loose, but also it digs into the carbon fiber here. So let's see now. This is better. Let's see now. A little more. I think this is good for the wobble in case. Oh, this is max. This is max. So I'll have to get back and tighten this bracket. Actually, no, this one is a little loose, but I've been riding the scooter really hard. So the range test, I think this and the Vostok are the only scooters that I actually did 50 plus miles an hour continuously, more than half the battery, to really like, you know, oh, what's going on? Oh shit, no, what the hell? This broke now. What? Come on. So I guess we have to put the top speed test on hold now. This is crazy. I have so many scooters that I was able to get the different steer dampener and install it there. So now it's good. I think this is too... oh, this is too much. Yeah, I think this is perfect. Super long, but for the speed test it's gonna be fine. And I have to remove this bracket and place like this one, so there's more room on the way to the right, but still plenty of angle to do the speed test. And this was loose, this was loose, these caps were very loose. So make sure every, I don't know, 5 days, a week or 2 weeks, you check all these bolts, throw some Loctite, because you cannot squeeze it really hard on carbon fiber. It can snap, be careful of that, and check the specification and use a special wrench to tie it up. And putting Loctite will help, you know, blue one to like not come out loose again. So that's tight. Everything else I tested in front is tight. Suspension is freaking, look how much travel. The scooter is ready. Hopefully we don't do anything stupid today and nothing fails, and we're able to do the speed test and see how much the 7660 can squeeze out on 4-volt battery increase, which should be at least 3-4, if not 5 miles higher than other hyper scooters compared to 7260R and others in 72-volt systems. So I guess we're ready. Let's take it gradually and see what it does. And what's cool here, you go to the 5th level and all the 5 speeds are super smooth, but then when you go again, the rocket shows up and now it just spins like crazy. It's just insanely powerful. Okay, let's go max. We're gonna take the rocket off and get to the spot first and then go max in speed. I put the back suspension to the slowest level, and look here, go for the hole, nothing. That hole is like 3-4 inches deep. So far I have close to 1 week of riding the scooter and no issues. It's pretty darn good. I'm surprised the steer dampener snapped, and that's not the scooter company design or issue. This is like supplier providing the parts, so probably a bad or a cheaper component, so can't really blame them for that. The difference you can see here, 2-3 miles difference, around 30 mile an hour top mark, and when you go past 55-60 it's like 4 miles difference. So you can catch this light. Come on. And if I stop here I have to wait for 3-4 minutes. These lights in Virginia are just freaking like 3-4 minutes you have to stop at the light. It's just insane. Super stable. The power is just incredible. And there's a slight drop here and then it goes flat. So super hot today, like 90+ degrees. My visor is fogging in this helmet, which kind of sucks. Okay, let's go max. It's even at 45 miles an hour. Enough room. Let's try one more time. 67 so far. Yeah, should be way faster. Way faster. I'm surprised only 67. Let's try here one more time. Let's go now. Yeah, I was expecting 75, 77 to be honest, but I'm gonna ask the manufacturer see if there's any blockings, maybe because it's too hot, I'm not sure, but it's crazy hot right now. It's probably 95, 100. It should be way faster than 70-volt systems, but apparently maybe there's some sort of blocking or speed limiter, but still this is crazy. This is more than you ever need. The most important part is super stable, super comfortable. Like every time I get new hyper scooters, I'm concerned about the top speed and how they perform. But this one, like, it's just, I have no concerns now. It's just super stable. More stable than anything I tried so far. Like 65, 70 miles an hour feels like 35, 40. Smooth, and this is not even like racing tires. Apparently I did not upgrade my firmware. Very important cool thing and factor here. When it comes to water resistance, I remove the screws and look at the insulation on the screws. So you have this rubber thing, so it would not allow the water to get inside the deck. You have a spacer, look at that. So the entire spacer comes out, connects right there, and here's your inside of the scooter. This is actually pretty cool and pretty light. And here are the controllers, so you have to connect the USB and upgrade the firmware, and this is your battery. Fills all the gaps, and here are the specs of the battery. 21S1P, the year production 0423, and you have the company name, and you have more info here. You can maybe pause and go through all the stuff. And here are the controllers. So first thing, what I noticed, the cables cut to the length and long enough so you can work around and move around, no excess, and nothing like other scooters that's massive. Very clean, all nicely isolated. Here, look at that, all covered and waterproofed. So also here you have this channel on the side, you can see here, and you have also a gasket around the screws, going for the screws. So nicely water sealed. I want to say also waterproofed. This is soft here. And one thing that I'm not happy about, and I told the company to change that, you can see here charging ports. I mean, they're good that they're being screwed in and all this goes in like that. I like the design, but I have big hands, big fingers for me to unscrew. Not much space here, so maybe just cut more on top, make like half a circle. I'm trying with my nail to like kind of like scratch, so you can see. You can get a Dremel and kind of like cut this off a little bit on the bottom, maybe just on the top, and leave the bottom the way it is, so you can stick your fingers in there and unscrew easier. And this is the first scooter that actually they post on the website, and they recommend to charge with 12 amps. So this charger, it's 6 amps and 88 volts, so it'll take a little over 10 hours from empty to full. 2 chargers. It's gonna be twice faster, which is insane. First one that actually recommends to do that, and it's actually designed to accept fast charging, and this battery can take even faster charge. Not sure what this board does here, but nicely epoxied here. I'm not sure if camera can, yeah, right there. All this board really nicely integrated here. See if I can get this angle so you can see this board here so nicely. See, it's screwed into the top of the controllers right there, and it's solid, and not sure what it does, but it looks cool and properly wired. We have to remove all this stuff, and the USB-C actually is USB, micro USB, it's right there. Update the firmware, and it's pretty fast. First controller, and then we'll do the second controller. It complete, it was pretty fast, less than 30 seconds, and let's put it back together and test the top speed now. Fully charged battery. Now we did the upgrade, and if I go on the 5th, it turns red and shows the rocket, so we'll see what it does. Let's get to the highway. It's gonna be about 3 miles to get there, and then we'll do the max and test how much we can squeeze. We have traction control on, so a lot of features that are actually working in the scooter. But what a pleasure to ride this beast. Like 3rd, 4th gear is just crazy smooth. I was thinking to put PMTs, but then it's so hot right now, it's so much work, I'll probably do it later. But these tires are like perfect, even for the street. Yeah, this sucks. Let's see if he leaves, and then we'll do the speed test. He's not freaking leaving, so we're just going straight and go to the right and do the test quickly. Let's give it a try here. I was expecting after firmware upgrade to reach at least 75 miles an hour, and I was hoping max 77, 78, but maybe I'm too heavy or maybe it's too hot outside. I'll do more follow-ups later when it gets colder, but super happy how stable it is. And honestly, I was afraid before testing. I was a bit concerned. What if something goes wrong? What if it starts wobbling? But it turned out to be super stable and so great, so easy, so comfortable. You reach 65 miles an hour, you get close to 70 miles an hour, and it's just so stable. And you don't feel afraid to push further. I cannot wait to race against DAYTONA and 760R, and we'll see who has fast acceleration and more power delivery. But so far, even in these conditions, it's really, really good. I went for a quick off-road ride, and I have to confess, this is by far another level experience. Rocks, roots, deep channel, this tank of a scooter just glides over effortlessly. In my books, Daytona is the king for off-roading. It has all the frame design and features, size, weight, but this new 7660, it comes so close and can actually, or has a chance to line up and maybe even outperform. I'll have to get back and compare them on the same terrain. Just look at the mid-frame section, how stable and straight it stays. When it comes to suspension, phenomenal performance. I'm shocked. The suspension is way too good. So far, I think the best off-road scooter was Daytona Huga. With that thing, I can go faster, I can have more control, it has longer wheelbase from axle to axle, has sturdier handlebars, good incline, good angle like for the handlebars, so really eats up everything, but has also a lot of travel, good suspension, good geometry. This thing, I went over those roots and those rocks. The camera doesn't really pick up, but they're like 4 or 5 inches stick out. And if you look at my previous, if you're a subscriber, if you watch my previous videos, like if you go 25, 20, 30 miles an hour, 35, you can see the wheel, how it eats up. And some scooters that don't have like high-end suspension, it lifts either the back end or the front end, and like kind of like you hit the rock and jumps up and then readjusts and goes over and kind of like, you know, dissipate the energy. Here, it just goes straight. Like I don't feel anything. The wheels probably, I haven't seen the footage yet, so I'm recording this right after I just did like half a mile off-road, and I don't have anything more crazy extreme here, but even this at 35-40 miles an hour, it just eats up everything, goes over. You don't feel any vibration, anything coming back into your handlebars. Like I didn't even have time to process if there's any noise. I have to see the footage, but it felt super smooth, like so much control. I can go even faster, and I think this is so much better, feels much better than Daytona. Like this is really impressive. Like this thing, like 12 inch tires, and they're pretty good. Like usually 13, 14, 15 is the bigger this tire, the better, you know, suspension works better, absorbs the impact. Here 12 inch, and it's still freaking awesome. Like it feels so much like intuitive control, and just like you're not afraid, like you can push more and go faster. So really impressive performance. Off-road, like uphill, I don't even need to go to really like find steeper areas to climb. This thing is just so much power. It just goes, eats up hills like nothing. This thing is awesome. Range test. Temperature 95 to 100 degrees. Crazy hot. My weight 225 pounds. I pushed the scooter as hard as possible. From 100% battery all the way to 45-ish, with speeds between 50 to 65 miles an hour, mostly 55-60, and the rest of the battery in under 40 miles an hour. And around 15% battery capacity, the power started to decrease, and I kept it around 25 miles an hour and lower, covering 61.7 miles in range. I spoke with the company through Facebook, and their team told me that after you get the firmware upgrade, you should be able, they told me I should be able to get 75 to 77 miles an hour top speed. That's what their riders actually get.
Here we go, new top speed record incoming. 80.1.
Maybe because I'm 245, 250 pounds with the gear and the jacket, helmet and everything, and probably that's why I get only 72. I want to see in the comments below if anybody who has this model and did the top speed test was under 150 pounds or around 150 pounds, to see what are the numbers, because 76 volts, 4 volts usually give you 1 volt per mile, so about 4 miles high top speed. That should be the case here. So 75, 77, that sounds about right, but probably somebody who's around 200 pounds or under. But this is what I get, and this is plenty of speed for me. I barely go 55, 60, only rarely, because this thing is so stable and so comfortable and it feels cool. But 45 to 50 max, that's my regular speed in the city or around this neighborhood, like 35, maybe 40, but that's like 35, 45, that's, I would say that's the sweet spot for riding. And in that speed, if you commute or ride to work, right, it should give you 100+ miles in range easily. This thing is just, I like it. It's so well thought through, so well put together. Yeah, first scooter that actually can be a model that can, you know, like kind of like a standard to where everybody else can kind of like start comparing, because I think this is one of the best right now on the market, after Vostok, of course.